here with the tools that you need to give your garden some fall TLC. Hey, Owen, how's it going?
Great, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I like this Canadian tux we're doing
get the
right
Canadian
now.
tux out every once in a while.
Yes, it's very good. Okay, so you want to talk a little bit about fall TLC for your garden. Why is fall such a good time?
Yeah, it's really one of the key times we're really getting our garden ready for the winter. And in a lot of cases, what you do in the fall can kind of save you some work that might need to be done in the spring. And luckily, we've had some really nice weather this fall. It's been really nice to get outside. And it's better to do this when it's like, say, like 15 and kind of sunny than like 5 and dreary.
Yes,
so
and mucky,
get out there, get those tasks done before the weather is ugly.
Okay, I'm feeling good about this. Now, you've got some products to help make that even easier, which is always, if it's easy, I'll do it, you know?
Gotta make it easier and fun, right?
100%.
It should be fun.
I think so, too. And speaking of fun, the first thing we're starting off with is a rake. What are we talking about?
We have an awesome leaf rake from Fiskars, and this style of leaf rake is really handy. So it's got this, we can turn it sideways, you can see it a little bit better. So they have this tine, and these are really handy for not just picking up leaves, great for that, bendy, but also sticks. This is the best rake style that I've tried for picking up sticks without getting them like tangled into the rake and making a huge mess. Really, really handy. You'll find if you ever see an arborist crew working, they probably have a tool like that, and obviously they're picking up a lot of sticks. Great for leaves, and it's very lightweight.
I was gonna say, I can attest, very light, super nice.
Right, and it's got an aluminum handle. I find those are a little bit more durable than the wooden handles, and obviously it's not gonna, you know, it'll hold up well for a long, long time, no rust, very good.
Okay, absolutely fantastic. I actually really like raking.
I know, right?
It's very satisfying. It's like sweeping. You just get something done.
Exactly, exactly.
Right.
And for a lot of people, that's kind of like the big fall task.
100%.
You gotta go rake a bunch of leaves.
100%. Now, let's talk a little bit about this combo we've got going on here. What's going on here?
Yeah, we've got this is from Certified, and we have a string trimmer and a sweeper combo. So these run on a 20-volt battery platform. So this is the same battery that gets used on a lot of power tools.
Oh, okay.
So this from this line, you can get things like drills or saws that will run on this platform. I really like these because they are very lightweight, much like our rake, not heavy at all. And if we're in the city where maybe we don't have a lot of storage, or if you're in maybe a townhouse, you don't want to have big bulky tools because you got to find a place to put them. These are really handy to just hang up on the wall. They don't take a lot of room, and you're using the same battery that you might be using with your other tools. So saving on that. String trimmer, obviously a key thing for getting those nice edges on the lawn. And then this is, you know, we used to kind of call these a leaf blower. I actually don't really use these for blowing leaves. What I use these for is cleaning hard surfaces. So if you want to get your walkway or your driveway clean, this is really what I use. The other sneaky thing, blowing snow off your car in the winter.
Owen.
Really handy for that.
I love a multitasker.
Right?
Okay, that's fantastic. Where did we get these rights?
It's Canadian Tire.
Okay, right on.
Certified brand.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, this is a good one. This kind of goes with the leaf blowy kind of thing, the rake. What's going on over here?
Yeah, this is a really clever thing. This is called a leaf bag holder. And essentially what we've got here is a combination of something that holds the bag upright, which is very handy. A lot of times you're kind of fighting with the bag, it blows over, you're struggling to get the leaves in.
I have like a little, almost like a hula hoop, but it's just at the top, and it makes it top heavy, and it always falls over.
See, that's not as good.
No.
And the other thing is you have kind of a funnel. So you can dump the leaves, get them in easier, and then once the bag is full, it literally just slides right out. And then you put it in the next one. Very simple, very clever, and it folds flat. So it takes up no room for storage and makes that job where you got a lot of people are filling up like 20 or 30 of these things. Make it easier.
'Tis the season, and I love the fact we use this one in the winter, and that one you could use as a toboggan. If you wanted to.
Multi-purpose.
Multi-purpose. All right, next up, what do we got going on here? Like big giant pruners?
Big giant pruners. And so pruning off dead branches is often a challenge. So in my kind of pruning kit, I've got small hand pruners, I have loppers, and then I have a saw that I use for pruning. So this is that in-between size where the branch is kind of too big for the hand pruners, too hard to get through, but maybe not big enough to need a saw. And what you have is something with really long handles. This is a 32-inch long handle. So So we get extra leverage and also a little bit of extra reach. You know, you can reach something that's a little bit higher. And the other thing, in addition to the long handles that help with the leverage, is that it has this gear.
Oh, cool.
And actually what it does is it also increases the leverage on the tool, on the cutting blade, just by using this gear.
I also like that it has like a little spot where you're supposed to put the actual
That's
branch.
exactly it. And just a quick tip, this is the side, say if you're cutting a branch off a tree, this part you want to put against the trunk or the other branch that you're cutting, not this part.
Okay.
So hold it this way, and then you hook this over the branch. I don't know if we can see. Yeah, a little scary. So the branch goes in there, and then you get all that extra leverage. So cutting dead hardwood, very difficult. So you want something that helps make it easier, and you're not doing this back-breaking thing that doesn't work well.
We were talking a lot about fulcrums earlier. I love a lever. I love a lever. Okay,
it's math class all of a sudden.
It's math class. We're doing it. All right, next up, we're going to talk about a shovel, actually. So what's going on over here?
One of the other big tasks that I do in the fall is dividing perennials, and it's a great time to do that. So this is kind of once they go dormant, the leaves die off, cut them down, and then we're going to dig them out. And this tool is really handy for that because it allows you to dig a hole that's pretty deep, but not very wide, because you want to take as little as possible while still getting all of the roots of the plant.
Yeah, you don't want to like drag a bunch of dirt with you.
That's right.
Okay.
And a normal shovel is much wider than this, so it ends up you end up pulling more soil than you need to. So this tool is super handy for that. It has a nice little step so you can stand on it, and it's also got the D handle, extra leverage as well, so easier to hang on to and kind of pry it out. It's also, this whole thing is all steel. It's all one piece, so there's
there's not the link and then the wood,
which is always the part that breaks. Exactly. So this is all one piece. Really, really handy tool, and it can be a little bit of a hard tool in terms of like manual or hard task in terms of manual labor. So get a good tool to make that easiasier.
Okay, fantastic. Do you know what I love about this? I just learned that now is when I'm supposed to divide like my hosta.
Exactly. Now or in the spring, either or.
Okay.
But both are great, and so although I do tend to do it more in the fall for a lot of plants because you can see exactly where the plant is because it still has the foliage on it. In the spring, it might be a little bit of a guessing game.
I was like, I just thought I had certain varieties of plants that just grow super big. I didn't know I was supposed to divide.
Honestly, hostas are one of the main ones that you need to divide, maybe every 5 years on a hosta, and that's how you control the spread on them, because they'll just keep growing wider and wider.
Hot tip, they really do.
So this is how you control the spread. You literally dig the whole thing out, split it in half or even in thirds, replant it in exactly the same spot, and then you can give those other half to a friend, or that's how you make friends gardening.
Oh, this is good.
Divide your perennials, give them away.
I like that. Now, this is something that I didn't necessarily think of when it comes to fall gardening. We're talking about watering?
Believe it or not, but if you think about it, we haven't had a lot of rain recently. It's been very mild. We haven't had a lot of rain. Plants are still growing. You still need to water them. So these are a couple of tools that'll help make it precise and really cut down on wasted water when you're watering. So this is an oscillating sprinkler from Yardworks, and what I like about this is that it can be really, really customizable in terms of the pattern that you have and the amount of area that it covers. So it pivots like this. So in one position, you can get it to turn, and then you can control how wide the fan goes with these two levers. And this is also a flow rate controller, this little dial on the side. So if you only need a little bit of pressure, you're trying to cover a small area, you can dial it right down. But if you're trying to water maybe your lawn and you need a big wide area, you can turn it right up. So this way you can get something where you're not watering your driveway, you know, you're not watering the sidewalk. That's really handy for that.
And then speaking of like saving on water, what do we got going on here?
A timer. So the classic thing for me is I'll set a sprinkler up and then forget about it. And then 2 hours later you remember and you're like, oh gosh, I gotta go turn that back on. A water timer will help prevent that from happening. And you can also use this, it runs on batteries. You can use it to program a sprinkler just like an in-ground irrigation system. So you could leave the sprinkler in place, program it so it'll turn on at like 6 a.m. when you don't want to wake up and water, and run for half an hour and turn off. So you can program it just like an in-ground system.
Right on. Now, speaking of running around, what do we got going on right up here? This big Cadillac of a wagon.
It's the Cadillac of wagons, that's right. This is called the Overlander from Woods. And this is a great thing where we talked about maybe not having a ton of storage space. If you had a cart or a wheelbarrow, they're very bulky. They take up a lot of room in storage, and you're not using them most of the time, and they still take up a ton of room. Carts like this will collapse into a very small package, and you can just kind of tuck them in a corner or put it up on a shelf, where you can't put a wheelbarrow on a shelf.
No.
That doesn't work.
No.
But this still has a lot of capacity. It'll hold 250 pounds, believe it or not. So it's quite robust. You could throw bags of soil in there, no problem, or your tools. And it's not going to tear. It's a nice heavy fabric. So great great for the garden, or if you had to, say, bring some bags out of your car into the backyard, you don't want to do that one at a time.
No.
Throw a bunch of them in here.
One and done.
One and done, that's it.
Listen.
And then it just packs into a small thing, tuck it away.
Dream. Oh, and thank you so much for keeping all Fargo.
Absolutely, thank you.
Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.